Welcome to the Being Curious Show. I'm Brian Mariani, founder of No Shift Own.
And I'm Kelly Wagner, publisher of Edge Magazine. Our show is about curiously connecting teachers and seekers on a wide range of topics in a safe space. Few topics will be off limits, and we have some amazing guests to share with you.
Our intention is that our conversations will spark your own curiosity to create a life that lights you up and inspires you to be kind, thoughtful, open-minded to yourself and others.
We are on AM 950, Sundays at 2 p.m. and all podcast platforms. So, Brian, what are you curious about today?
Here we go, Kelly.
I love the little wiggle.
Another
that was fun.
show
It's like,
together.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one.
We're curious. We're ready to go. We're here with a very special guest today who is in studio with you. And who do we have today?
I'm not going to tell you. You get to say it this time.
No, do I have to guess?
Yep. Just kidding.
Am I saying it? Or?
Like, do I have to introduce myself on your radio show or what? We are with Jessica Hoch, who is the owner of Moxie Malas. And actually, I was just about to call you a Moxie Maven instead of Moxie Malas. And I was like, okay, there we go. We're just going to start the show off like running.
It's on my business card.
Okay, cool.
It works.
Hi, Jessica. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yay, this is so much fun. Okay, Mr. Brian.
We're going to have fun. Okay, so Jessica, thank you for being here. We're excited to dive in, get to know you, and especially we love our audience to get to know you. Of course, we want to know about your business and all the exciting things you're doing, but there's a story before that happened, right? There's all kinds of experiences that led to you being with us here today. So we love to ask a question that basically is, can you remember either the first significant experience or maybe a significant experience earlier on that you can reflect back on now where you go, oh, that was the beginning of this adventure that led me to start this business or be passionate about this area of life. Take us back there if you could.
Yeah, I actually have a very specific moment of when it happened. It was all kind of spawned by gift giving to begin with, but a very specific gift. So a friend of mine had actually lost her dog, and it was her baby, and she lived in Rhode Island, and I was very far away and didn't know how to express my support for her in her grief. And so I made a mala and meditation beads with heart chakra stones and crystals, and I sent it to her. And then I was thinking to myself, oh, who else could I give this meaningful gift to? And so I started gifting them to friends and students and family, and it kind of ended up blossoming from there pretty naturally.
Absolutely. So for anybody in our beautiful AM 950 audience, what is a mala?
Yes, a mala. So the word mala actually is a Sanskrit word. It comes from the Yoga Sutras, and it means garland. So it's a garland of beads. And there's usually 108 on each one. And 108 is a very auspicious number through all kinds of belief systems. And it is a garland of beads where you use it to meditate.
Mm-hmm. And then do you touch each individual bead so you know your meditation's done when you've hit all 108?
Yes, okay. Yes. So what you do is you put it between your thumb and your middle finger and you say your mantra every time you turn a bead. And so the beads are helping you count so that you can focus on your meditation practice. And then when you're done with the 108, you can either be finished and put the mala on to really infuse yourself with your intentions and that mantra practice, or you can turn yourself around, like turn the beads around and go back the way you came and do another 108 of your mantra so that we honor that. The larger beads, if you've seen on a mala or meditation beads, there's a larger bead at the end that's considered our guru bead, and that holds all of our intentions in it. And so we want to honor that and never cross over it during our practice.
Jessica, you talked a little bit about, you're giving us kind of the background on what mala is, what it all infuses. Is there a cultural or a geographical birthing of this, or has it just been around forever? Is there any kind of history there?
So malas and meditation beads are found worldwide, cross-culturally, in all different ways as well, different numbers of beads, different practices. The ones that I'm talking about are coming specifically from India, and it's originally called a japa mala, so Japa, and japa means an utterance or a murmur, so you're uttering or murmuring your mantra practice on your garland of beads. Mm-hmm.
And is there any difference between buying a mala online or in a store, or is there an even deeper meaning where you would like have some kind of consultation with someone, you'd get to know who they are and actually create something for them? Is that part of that tradition, or is it just the beads are what they are and, you know, the person kind of makes of it what it is?
Yeah, there's a couple different ways that you can approach that, because traditionally a japa mala is going to be one specific stone all the way around so that the energy is consistent throughout your practice. Another way you can use a mala is that the different stones and crystals can be sort of prescribed to you, and so the person does get to know you, the practitioner or the mala maven will start to get to know you and what are your intentions, what do you want to use this for during your practice, and then, or where do you feel like you need support, and then we're going to put together different stones and crystals and their energies to best support your practice and energetically and vibrationally support your practice. Mm-hmm.
So what got you into yoga? Because I know you're 13 years. Have you were a yoga teacher for 13 years?
I have been, yes, and I still teach.
And you still teach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, where do you teach? Let's give it a little shout out.
Well, I just teach at retreats and events right now.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soon to come online. So excited.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we'll dive deeper into that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what got you going from?
Yeah.
So you're taking yoga. You're doing. You have the practice. To commit to be a teacher is a really big jump. What made you go there?
It actually happened very fast for me. It was very much an intuitive, I was at LA Fitness. Seriously, that's how it started. I'm sitting on a treadmill, running my hills. I was a marathon runner, very intense, high fire energy, pitta energy, and kind of burning out. And I just kept hearing this voice in my mind of like, you should try yoga. What is that? And then I would see people down below doing yoga. I'm like, what is this? And so then I went in, and my first class ever, I laid down. She has a start in Shavasana, which is a relaxation pose on your back. And she says to the whole class, there are no judgments, expectations, or competition. It's just you and your breath. And I started crying. I was like, wait, what?
That's everything I know.
Yeah, right. That's all I knew. And so that was my first introduction into it. I mean, that was the first minute of class. We went through the whole class, and it changed my life. And I went up to her after class, and I was like, I want more of this. And she kind of took me in as an apprentice, and I went and I did 20-hour training. Then I did my 200. Now I have my 500. I've taught over 3,000 classes since then. But yeah, it was a very quick, yep, this is it.
So you were able to stay on your mat your first class.
Yeah.
I was in my almost 20th class before I actually sat there, and I was like, I was on my mat the entire class.
Yeah.
I stayed there.
Yeah.
Because I'm normally making lists and doing this and doing it. So you just went like this and came into it.
Well, she set the tone. She really said, she was like, there's nothing here but you and your practice. And I was like, thank God. That's all I had was me and my practice and my breath. And it really laser focused my mind. Mm-hmm.
Marathon runner. Tell us about that.
Yeah. I was a soccer player when I was younger, and I used to jog with my dad in the mornings. My dad's a marathoner, so it really started with that. And one of my best friends, Chrissy, her and I were running partners for years. I've run maybe 7 or 8 half marathons, and I did the Twin Cities Marathon.
Atta girl.
So, yeah, it was intense and also really amazing. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of running, do you find any correlation or parallel between, they call it the running high, and I'm sure there's something. I do a little bit of yoga, but I haven't hit that high in yoga yet. It's still
the
pretty
yoga high
on your mat.
The
Brian.
yoga high.
But is there something? I know that yoga meditation you can get access to like that flow state, but in your experience, because those are you've achieved, some form of mastery, certainly in yoga, and you completed a marathon.
I wouldn't say mastery.
Many half marathons. So can you compare the two experiences of, hitting kind of elite modes in both?
I would say, rather than the word elite or mastery, more of like a dedicated practice to both of them.
Right.
I would say they're very similar because for both of them, you are almost forced into the present moment, especially when you're in a marathon and you're on, mile 20 especially. I mean, you are here and now and focused, and that's also what happens with your yoga practice or your asana, the physical practice of yoga. And when you're in it, you're focusing on your breath work and you're releasing the future and the past and you're in that present moment, they're very similar. And you can get into that flow state, absolutely. I don't know if, it depends on the class, depends on the day. I don't know if you really have that euphoric, like runner's high in yoga. They're different, because in yoga it is that, in running it is that high. And in yoga it's more about finding that balance, that equilibrium, the stillness. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I felt that in running where, you mentioned that 20-mile mark and you're about to quit. Everything, mind, body, soul is like, I can't go anymore. There's nothing left. And then you break through it and you're like, sometimes you could have some of your best miles ahead of you. You just never know. And, with yoga, I think for myself, there's still a lot of letting go and trust that I have to build because I get into a position and I haven't broken through my body going, I can't stretch anymore. Like there's nothing left. I'm going to hurt myself.
When you shouldn't, right.
And I shouldn't,
right.
But there's, to your point, there's that dedication and discipline and practice where over time you can, get yourself into a state where you really trust your body and you can really get even more out of it than you would as you're just getting started, where to your point, it was totally aligned with you spiritually, but there was a lot of room for growth physically and, you improve over time with practice.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't even lift my arms above my shoulders when I started yoga. I went up to the teacher and was like, hey, should my arms be going higher? She's like, yep, you just have some tightness that you're working through. I'm like, really? Because this is really low. And the thought of touching my toes was like not even an idea, And the other part of it too, when you talk about being able to achieve something with yoga, it's more about like when we think about trying to manipulate our bodies into a particular pose or a particular look, it's less about that, and it's about finding that non-attachment to whatever your practice needs to be. I feel like a lot of people are really intimidated when they approach their mat to begin with, especially with a daily practice. And what we need to remember is that non-attachment, and your practice is going to look different day to day, just like because our energy is very light and it ebbs and flows, and it dances with our mind. So if our mind is running like crazy, our practice is going to be affected by that. Mm-hmm. So it's more about finding that non-attachment and allowing yourself the grace to be where you need to be in the moment.
So as a teacher, what's your daily practice look like?
Just that, whatever it needs to be in the moment.
That's beautiful.
That's what I tell people. It can be 5 minutes of rolling around and going, oh, I don't want to do this. Or an hour of, slow, dedicated breath in, breath out. Transformative practice. It depends. Depends on the day.
When you travel, do you go and try to jump into classes?
Sometimes, but sometimes when I'm traveling, I haven't traveled for fun in a little while. Yeah. So traveling for work, it's a little harder. I do a lot of my own practice in my hotel rooms. I find my practice sometimes it gets distracted by other teachers, and their human experience and what they're teaching, and totally. You get kind of distracted. And you're like, I don't want to hear this. and you just want to focus on your own breath and your own practice and your own, intention of why you're doing it.
Don't touch me.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, yes, please. But, that's all right.
Or their voice or their tone, or you can dial in with their energy.
Or the sequencing or their energy, definitely picking up on their energy and, or energy of people in the room. Yeah.
My husband and I used to take classes at Lifetime Fitness, and we could drop the kids off.
Yeah.
And we were always the parent that 40 minutes in, then the door would crack open.
Yeah.
Is there a Kelly
Yeah.
Wagner here?
I used to teach for a lifetime. I know that moment.
No, not it. Not it. This is not me.
I'm the teacher going, right there. Right there. Go.
We actually, in the end, started just to be by the door because we knew one of us was going to get the bat call.
Yeah.
And we'd negotiate before class
Yeah.
was getting called out. And it was always like a poopy diaper or something
Yeah.
like just
Oh, yeah.
crazy. And you're so in
Yeah.
the, I'm like, I finally got on my mat.
Yeah.
No.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Excuse me, is there a Kelly Wagner here? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my daughter. Yeah, it's all good.
Yep.
Okay, we are here, you guys. This is segment 1. We're done. We're here with Jessica Moxie Malas. We talked about yoga. We talked about malas. We talked about energy.
Yeah.
And we're going to just jump into, I love the fusion of Moxie and malas. Like,
Yeah.
I want to know more about that in the next segment.
Absolutely.
That's going to be fun. Okay, and her website is moxiemalas.com. Again, we're here with Jessica, Brian, Kelly, Brian, being curious, AM 950. More to come.
Welcome back. This is Being Curious with Kelly and Brian. We are here with our amazing guest, Jessica. She is the creator of Moxie Malas. We've been diving in.
Moxie Maven,
The
Brian.
Moxie Maven. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? I thought the website was Moxie Malas.
It is Moxie Malas. I am the maven.
She's the maven.
She's the Maven.
Moxie.
She's the creator of Moxie Malas, and she's the Moxie Maven, right?
Yeah.
Is that right or wrong?
Yes, that's right. You got it.
I'm just messing with you,
We're
man.
going to get there eventually, okay? It's only segment 2. We've got a whole other segment. We'll get it right.
Patrick, are you having fun today?
Always.
You know, we don't bring Patrick in to shows enough.
For comments.
We need to get. No. Do you know what a mala is now, Patrick?
I do now, and
Okay.
that's pretty exciting.
Okay, we're gonna have to get you one.
I like it. I'll make that happen.
Okay, Kelly, go ahead.
Okay, so wait, I gotta do this. I gotta do a little shameless promo. Okay, you guys.
Yay.
And this show, we normally tape a lot of different shows,
Yeah.
and some will come out right away, some will not. But we are actually taping the week that the show is coming out, which is super cool.
Awesome.
So the brand new Edge magazine came out. Everybody, be it, love it, find it, read it, and this is gonna shock everybody. Guess what? Jessica's highlighted in it.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Surprise! Yay! She's on
Yeah.
page 4. Oh my gosh, I need readers now. And I'm just my birthday's next weekend, and I'm just
Yeah.
I'm feeling the eyes, and I just had
Yeah.
to do the whole I need glasses, and I'm sad. But you're on page 4,
Awesome.
page 4. Okay,
Yay.
so I'm going in 5 different directions, so I'm just going to try to choose one.
Sure.
And before I go to the beautiful quote and this beautiful article, you guys, check it out. It's going to be online in the Edge magazine, but also in the print. But then what's super cool in the article, she has this 20% off jewelry purchase and this cute little QR code. So because we all know we have our phones all the time, right?
Yeah.
So you can just read your hard copy and then just scan. Oh wait, I'm not doing that right. Scan the QR code, and there's magic. Okay, so
Make the magic.
make the magic happen.
Moxie magic.
Moxie magic.
Make it Moxie magic.
Gotta do that. Gotta do something with it. Okay, so 2023.
Yeah.
It's the year of Moxie.
I'm thinking so, yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, let's just declare it.
It is.
I mean, we're just declaring it now.
I mean,
It's the year of
yes, it
Moxie.
is.
Of course it is.
Absolutely.
We're manifesting it. So tell us about.
Yeah.
So you have malas, and I'm seeing with malas as I'm not being by the microphone like I did the pre-interview. Don't do what I do.
Yeah.
Because I whoop because I just get going. So you have malas, and it's this meditation, it's this intention, it's working with the crystals inside of the intention and finding your inner calmness.
Yeah.
And then you start it with Moxie.
Right.
Woo! Sparkles. I'm fireworks. Moxie.
Yeah.
Tell us how you came through, because you're a business owner. You've been in business 5 years now?
7.
7?
Yeah.
5, 7, it's all the
Yeah.
same thing? No, it's not.
2015, we started. There's the 5.
Thank you. You're so kind.
Yeah, I got you. It's all
So
good.
you have these beautiful malas, and then you add Moxie. How did you do that? I love finding out with business
Yeah.
owners. How did you find that? Because your branding's spot on. You just
Thank you.
just own it.
Yeah,
And so, how
thank
did you find that synergy? Did you like my little
Yeah.
that in between?
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's a great
yeah.
visual. Kelly.
It's good. How did you find this Moxie?
How did you find this Moxie? Right?
It's so good. Yeah, and then I have the tagline, Peacefully Untamed, too. So that kind of has a little bit ties back into that. So Moxie is a character trait, and I was looking for a word that was going to symbolize perseverance, cleverness, overcoming obstacles, and personal growth and transformation, and just sort of this cleverness about life, right? And Moxie came up when I typed in, I think, perseverance or something. And I was like, Moxie Malas, that's it. And I was...
Is the website
Yeah.
open?
Oh,
Is the website open?
And I bought it immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I got all the social media. I mean, within probably 5 minutes I was done, like declaring, this is it. And I had been working with a business coach, and he was like, well, let's explore some options. I was like,
Nope.
I already bought the website. It's done. What's done
That
is
ship
done.
has sailed.
The ship has sailed. Yeah, so it was really just about like this cleverness. And also I think there's this attitude of solemn energy around finding peace and healing, right? Where we have to be very calm and peaceful. And it's like, well, I also like that we came to this earth and to this world to play, right? We came to have fun and explore and be our biggest, brightest selves, right? Well, and Moxie is about that, just this playfulness around our healing.
So in your pre-interview
That is so good.
form, we asked you what you're curious about, and I'm going back to it just because I love what you said. You're curious about the collective growth that is happening in humanity right now.
Yeah, it's huge.
Right?
That's what I'm curious about.
Tell us more about
That's
that.
a big book, by the way.
It's coming this year. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, this collective growth, I mean, we've been through a lot in the last couple of years. And it's, I think whether you were ready for that introspection and self-discovery or not, we were kind of forced into it. I said, March of 2020, I said to my husband, I go, woo, giddy up, here we go.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what do you mean? I said, there are people who have built their entire lives around avoiding their dark, avoiding their hurt. And now it's taken. And we're, boom, stop and look, And so now because of this shift, it's a beautiful opportunity for us to do that. And a beautiful opportunity for us to heal from, what's been lurking in the shadows. Sometimes we got to shine a little light on it. And, it's happening for a lot of people. And I just love seeing like all these lights turn back on in people's eyes and people just finding themselves again. And I'm like, here we are. Keep going. Yeah.
I find
And I-
myself wanting to give people that are outside wearing masks and honor them, like in every way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. But I just want to go up and give them a hug.
Yeah.
And I know that's the last thing I should do, so I don't.
They probably wouldn't
Right.
want that,
Like
yeah.
they probably wouldn't.
But we
want
also
that.
shouldn't
If
make
someone's
assumptions about
outside
it.
wearing a mask, they
And-
don't want
and
you to
there's
hug them.
things that
Yeah.
could be going through, and I think it's a safety, and I honor it, and
But they probably do need a hug.
yeah.
I mean,
well,
you're
We all
not wrong
do.
there.
We all need a hug.
or just a wink and a smile. So
wink
even
and a
like
smile.
wink and a smile.
Hey,
like a
that could go a lot of ways.
A wink and smile in your sexy voice.
I can tell you I will not be winking and smiling at people.
Okay,
You're
scratch
gonna get
that.
arrested. This show's gonna shut down.
Patrick, am I going to get arrested if I wink and smile at people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll edit that out.
Okay, Kelly will not be walking around the streets.
That's so
Jessica,
funny.
I think she
Yeah.
took your Moxie a little too seriously.
Yeah. I'm rubbing off on her. Here we go.
Here we go. Because I have no Moxie in me whatsoever.
Yeah, right.
You're all Moxie.
Yeah. That's so
But
funny.
Jessica, I love that approach because, to your point earlier, I think a lot of people get scared of self-care and meditation and maybe even being a quote-unquote better person because they're like, that just feels like a lot of quiet time and a lot of walking in the woods and a lot of like,
Yeah.
I can only eat disgusting foods and all these habits and it's not fun.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, hold on a second. What if you flip the script on that and the same energy you're putting into like running to the store to get some snack or like running to your TV to catch a show. What if you put some energy into your own self-care? And I've actually never heard anyone say it that way, but when I was reflecting as you were talking, I was going, well, the best things that have ever happened in my life are the things that I've put the most energy towards.
Absolutely.
You know, a great relationship, or working out, or, you know, I'm starting to put energy towards yoga, and it's getting more.
Yeah.
But I love that you're taking something that seems so calm and so meditative, and maybe for a lot of people is kind of far out there, like crystals with energy and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And you're going, hey, hi, these things have energy, you know, grab it and take advantage of, especially at this point in time where there is the beginnings of a new awakening. You know, we're coming into a world that we haven't experienced before, after the darkness and the confusion and things that have been uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And so for someone to engage with someone like you, and certainly these beautiful creations that you have, what a better time to be curious about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what it's all about. I mean, when I first started my company, it was really about, because I told my husband, I'm going to do jewelry. He's like, oh my God, now what? You know, really? And I said, no. It's a vehicle for a broader message. People are so intimidated, like you said, by yoga, by meditation. They're so intimidated by this path of self-discovery and self-reflection, especially, that I wanted to change. Yeah. And, you know, intimidated by change, that I wanted something that was going to be a vehicle for that message, that was really approachable and lighthearted and fun at the same time.
So talk to me about stones and crystals, because I was on you. You have me like, I love crystals. Like just, we won't even talk about it, because I'm a sister
Girl,
from
same.
another mother. Yeah. Like we got
Same.
it. Like, oh my gosh. Like, and I love when I wear crystal necklaces and you hold a baby, and the baby, every single baby just grabs them.
Oh yeah.
Or the bracelets
They're drawn
or anything.
to it.
They're just like,
Absolutely.
So you know something there.
Yeah.
I went and Kotri from Ethereal Reunions is a partner of the Edge. She has a crystal chakra healing bed.
Ooh.
And I went to it in Duluth this week.
Yeah. Is that amazing?
Just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You like lost me. And so I'm watching this YouTube video, and they're like $10,000 beds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, of course they are, because they're magical, like, right? And the scientist went down to Sedona and sat in this crystal bed, and she's just like, so my scientist brain, I was so skeptical, and there's no mathematical reason, and there's no scientific data, and there's no this, but then she's like, I sat in the bed. I don't know why I feel so amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you take. We can't all have $10,000 crystal beds, nor should everybody. Oh yeah, we could. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
I was like, well, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, we could.
We'll just manifest it.
Yeah,
so
I'm down for that.
How can we have little pieces of crystal? Like, what are some? I'm going to jump a little bit. What are some key crystals? Like, if someone was new to crystals and they're like, because crystal shops are popping up everywhere.
It's fantastic.
I know. It's just like, I walk in, and I'm like, happy dance.
Yeah.
What if someone was skeptical? I can't talk.
Yeah.
On crystals, how do you welcome them in? How do you even like, here, come see this, feel it, touch it? What do you feel?
Absolutely. So I've had all kinds of conversations selling my jewelry in my booth. All of them. And I love them and I welcome them because I want to talk about it. And stones and crystals, so the reason why we're using them is because everything is vibration. Our energy is vibration. We have mega energy centers along our spine, the chakras that we talk about. We have 72,000 energy centers throughout our body, rivers of energy. The thing about our energy, though, like I said before, is that it's very light and it dances with our mind. So our mind follows our energy follows our mind, and it's constantly ebbing and flowing with what we're reacting to and our human attachments to our experience, right? Stones and crystals are going to be pure vibration. They do not ebb and flow. They are just vibration. And so what we're looking for is something called entrainment. When you bring the vibration of a crystal next to your vibration, what we're hoping for is that our vibration is going to entrain to that of the crystal. And so bring us back to that balanced center point, whether we're overactive or underactive in our energy. So it's really about bringing back to that equilibrium. And for somebody who's like, wow, that's a lot of hogwash. I don't know what you're talking about. I say, well, you know what's even more powerful is our mind. So if you have a crystal or a bracelet or a talisman that you're holding and you say, this is reminding me that I am enough or I am worthy or I am prosperous and abundant, then your mind is focused on that and your intention is focused on that. And that shifts your life. That is real. You know, our mind is our most powerful tool.
Do you have any go-to crystals that you just are like ride or die every day?
Rutilated quartz.
There you go.
I wear it every day. I love it. And I love garnet. But for what you were saying earlier about where do people start, I always say rose quartz. So we have 108 energy lines that intersect at our heart, right? And our heart is the center of our chakras, which, you know, combines our inner and outer worlds. Rose quartz is a stone of the heart, and it's a stone of love. So if you're going to start somewhere, start with love, right? Because we can infuse love in everything. I know it's cheesy. It's all about love.
Cue the Beatles, like,
yeah,
really.
Right? Yeah, and then
Come on, producer,
yeah.
let's go.
Patrick, where are you when we need you? Like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All you need is love.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So rose quartz. And
Rose
actually,
quartz.
it's very accessible.
Very. And
Right?
affordable. Yeah. I do say that. And then if you walk into a crystal shop or a rock shop and you walk in and something is singing your name and you are super drawn to it, get that. Because we are drawn to what will serve us. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've gone into places and you just have this little like, hello.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, why do I don't.
You're like, I don't even like this.
Right? Like, whatever. And then
But I want it.
And then I go onto my phone and I'm like, healing properties of X
Yeah.
crystal. And I was like, no poop. I needed that today. I'm
Yeah.
going to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, segment 2's done. Just kidding. It is. Okay, we're here with Jessica Moxie Malas, moxiemalas.com. We are going to jump into the next segment and all the beautiful things of Moxie 2023 because she's got a lot going on and a lot of ways that you can interact and have fun and play. On behalf of Brian and Kelly, being curious, AM 950, we will see you for the next segment. Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. This is our third segment with Jessica. We're already having so much fun. We're
You were
building.
like this. You were like, ah!
We're building, right?
We are building.
Segment 2 was
Almost at the crescendo.
we almost lost Kelly for a second. She almost got arrested.
She almost got arrested from winking and
She was
smiling
so
at people.
excited.
Smiling at people
She
with
started
crystals.
winking at people, and it got weird. But we're back. We're here.
We're back. We've reined it in.
And speaking of being back, we're almost to the end of 2022, and I know that you're someone who clearly is very savvy, very clever. To
Full
your
of
to your
Moxie.
words earlier,
Thank you.
you have a business now that's you've run successfully for
7 years, not 5.
not 5, 7, and you've got some big plans for 2023. And I know everyone's having these conversations personally, professionally. The time is now to engage in what did I learn from this year? What am I going for next year? Do I have some goals that really scare me? Am I not sure what I'm doing? So tell us what you're doing, because I know you've got some exciting things coming.
Yeah, for sure. We've got our first big event is in January called Expansion. It's our 5th annual expansion, actually. And I collaborate with Dr. Patty Halava of Awaken Peace Healing. The two of us have been doing it together for 5 years now. And it's a day full of intention creation and also figuring out what you really want to embody in the year ahead. So it's not necessarily like we're going to walk you through creating those big, scary goals. We are expecting people have those big, scary goals, but they're not sure, like, who are they going to be while they're doing that, right? So it's about how do you want to feel as you're moving through those goals, and what do you want to embody?
Okay, so what's the date? It's in January.
Yes, it's Saturday, January 14th, and it's going to be at the Graduate Hotel in Minneapolis. And we do have a room block if you want to stay Friday night, so you can be there bright and early on Saturday. And we have an awesome swag bag. One of my love languages is gift giving, so it's going to be killer. And we provide lunch, and it's a full day of we're workshopping. There's going to be movement, meditation. We're going to create our own custom bracelets, and then we have a little bit of sacred ceremony time at the end, too, to really kind of seal in what our intentions are for the day, for the year, I should say.
So basically come where you're at.
Yeah,
And it's not going to
absolutely.
be like you're going to have to set the goal and we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z. It's just come, open your space. You're creating it.
Yes.
I just see this sacred space
It
being
is.
created.
It absolutely is. Yep.
Okay, and then how do they register?
At moxiemallas.com under the events tab. There's actually an expansion tab of its own, so you can just click on that.
And how did you choose that as expansion?
So I read the book, The Big Leap. Have you heard that book? Yeah. And he talks about expanding to receive more. Once you've hit your ceiling, your threshold of what good can happen in your life, it's time to expand to be able to receive more. And so we called it expansion because it's time to be able to receive more and see how good it can get.
It's funny, I see it's almost like the glass ceiling and you're just like... boom,
You're
boom,
like,
boom.
bye. Yeah.
And then it just like opens up because so many people I think just see this glass ceiling and they feel like they're in this box and they're just contained and you're just like, no, here's a tool. You got it. Just go crack that gold hoop and then everything's possible.
Absolutely. Exactly like that.
Okay, so you're starting with that. I'm sorry, Brian, I cut you off.
Sorry, really quick.
Yeah.
I just wanted to highlight
quick.
something you said, Jessica. You said very quickly how, like, you said, how are you feeling when you're doing something? And I wanted to just grab that because it's so important. Like our mind, the decision we're making around showing up to your event or anything that we're doing is really, really critical because that really sets the energetic field for what you're about to do.
Yeah.
But what I love about what you do specifically, and this is the thought that I had, I said, well, at night when I get into bed, I light a candle and it's just like, it's very peaceful because it's a candle and it's got this great, very therapeutic scent. And I thought of you and I said, well, you've got the crystals and all that energy.
Yep.
So you're the combination of setting that intention of kind of where you're at, but then accommodating it with the partnership of energy and creating a good energetic field. I can imagine that really lends itself to expansion. And maybe you could just speak a little more because that's really your expertise.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's about, because what kind of energy are you bringing to anything that you do? I think, when I teach about the 4 desires, or like these desires of our soul, one of them is purpose, right? And I think a lot of people get attached to their purpose being a role that they play or that they embody or that they step into, rather. It's their job, their relationship, whatever, that's their purpose. But our purpose is really who we are when we show up to do whatever we do. So who are we and what energy are we showing up to the table with when in anything that we're doing? And so that's what expansion is really about, is digging deeper beyond the what is the role you're playing in the what is your essence, what is your energy that you're bringing into your life so that you can fully embody this expansion that you're creating and intending to do.
Well, and you've even said that Moxie Mallas is taking people beyond the bracelet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You can't make
I
that
love it.
up.
I know,
it's
right?
just beautiful.
That was the whole point of it.
It's like this little tool that you put on.
Yep.
And by the way, everyone who's on Facebook Live, I have my beautiful. Yeah, let's do a little call out to the bracelets. Like, and we got the crystals, and it's funny. I was at Enchanted Boutique. I was talking to Bonnie and Jenny.
Yes.
And they had your beautiful wall.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to go like, oh, and they just said here. And I think this is like New Beginnings.
New
I forget.
Beginnings,
This is just and I put it on, and I was like, oh,
Yes.
yummy.
Right? Yeah.
So it's like a tool in your toolbox.
Yeah.
And then it's a beautiful, gentle reminder throughout the day to just take a peek. And I don't know, it just feels good.
Yeah. That's exactly why I created them.
Did I dial in right? I was like, I did it.
That is exactly correct. Yes. Yep.
Okay, so then you're having that in January,
Yes.
the expansion.
Yep.
And then you have your Moxie monthly bracelet club, which I'm assuming starts in January as well.
Well, it's every month.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can and people can sign up anytime.
They can sign up anytime. There's no contract. So you can pop in 1 month, pop out. You can sign up if you sign up for an annual membership, so you sign up for 1 year at a time, you're going to get 2 months free. So, yeah. And then you also can do a 3-month membership, and you get a little bit of a discount for doing a 3-month membership at a time versus the month-to-month. Yeah. So each month, though, what I do, I created Moxie Monthly because I wanted to keep creating. My stepsister asked me, she goes, do you ever worry about running out of ideas? I was like, oh, Lord. Of all the things I worry about, that is not one of them. And I wanted to keep creating. And I also, you start to hear these conversations and these energies that are flowing around in the culture and in people and what the kind of support that they're needing right now. And so every month I create something like to kind of tap in and I'm listening, like what's happening around me. And then I create a bracelet with that specific intention that feels like a collective support for people. And then you get this bracelet and it's exclusive just for the Bracelet Club and it's only available that month. And then you also get an intention practice with it so that we do take you beyond the bracelet. So it's like, okay, I have this beautiful bracelet and these stones. Now what? Like, okay, I just wear it. Well, you can go beyond that, beyond the bracelet and into this intention practice. And then I love building people's crystal collection. So you get a loose crystal, a little stone with it as well. Yeah.
That's not fair to tell someone like me.
I know. Right? I know people are like, I have a bowl of crystals now. I'm like, yay.
Doesn't everybody need a bowl of crystals?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, hello.
Yeah.
I just went down to Arkansas and went crystal digging in Mount Ida, Arkansas.
April. I'll be there in April.
Like, I just was like,
I'm like, it's
You are so geeking out
I
on
know.
this show,
I'm
Kelly.
totally,
Like,
I know.
This is so your world.
I met Bobby.
It is.
I promise you,
Yeah.
like maybe I would love to know the amount of people that have ever said the sentence that you just said.
Which
I went to Arkansas crystal digging.
And I'm over here like, yeah, April over there.
and we did
Plans to.
We bought a pocket, and we became friends with Bobby, the owner of the mine, and it was like so. Like
That's awesome.
we were like down digging.
Yeah.
It was. I don't ever have to do it again. It's hard work.
Yeah.
And he had like this crowbar. He was pulling these big quartz crystals out with just a crowbar.
Oh,
and he's
I would
telling
be
us,
like, careful.
oh, yeah. Well, so one of them that he pulled out, it was this really beautiful one and big one. And I grabbed it and he's like, you're holding it like baby Jesus. And I was like, because it is baby Jesus. So I was holding it. He's like, you can have it. And I was like, oh, I can take baby Jesus home. Yeah, I totally am a dork. Okay, everyone, I know this is as good as it gets.
You didn't do the Lion King, Kelly? You didn't?
Yeah.
I did, but I just didn't tell anybody about
We
it.
all want to. And if you say you don't, you're lying.
Well, and
Yeah.
and he has such a high standard for the crystals he pulls.
Yeah.
So the stuff he was throwing, I was like, oh, I'll take that. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can have it. It was like garbage. I was like, no, these are baby crystals.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hello, friends. Do you want to come home with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, please. Yeah.
Mount Ida, Arkansas.
I love it.
It was
We're going to
fantastic.
Arkansas. So
It was like, oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. So you have your bracelet club.
Yes.
You have your expansion.
yes.
And you're also doing some mentorship and training.
Yeah, this is our
And
newest
launching an app.
thing. I have an app. The
have
app
an
is
app.
live. The
Oh.
app has been live.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Get the
Yeah,
app.
yeah. So if you that's QR code that's in the article.
Yep.
That takes you to the download to the app because that'll give you the code.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so tell us about the mentor training.
Yeah, super excited about this. So what I'm looking for is other people who feel called to lead and bring other people up and help them find their light. And what I want to do is help train them to be able to teach Moxie workshops, like I've been teaching workshops, and also to be able to sell the jewelry and in a very meaningful and educated way. Right. So the training is going to be 4 months where we're all working together. It's going to be personal development, professional development, knowledge behind stones and crystals and workshops and energy. And then at the end, we're going to have a retreat to celebrate, and it's going to be amazing. It's our inaugural founders session that's happening to be a Moxie mentor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for all those people out there that are going, okay, I was curious, I'm in.
Yeah.
I want to get involved. Like, let's go.
Yes.
Maybe they're starting with a bracelet. I just want everyone to know you don't have to go into Jessica's store. You don't have to be in person, right?
Right, no.
People can order these
Online.
In fact, we're encouraging you go to the website. Check out the story. Look at everything Jessica's got on there, and
Yeah.
get yourself. I mean, it's the season of giving.
It
This
is.
all
They're
started.
great
The first
gifts.
thing you said, Jessica, was like, that's how this whole thing started for you. So what a way to bring it back here to say, hey, it's the season of giving.
Yeah.
Love yourself, but love others. And what a great gift to find in a stocking or, even something more personal, this is a great gift.
Thank you. Yeah, the biggest thing about gifting something with intention, too, is basically when you're handing somebody a bracelet that has a specific meaning behind it, you're saying, I see you. And, I see who you are, and I recognize you, and you're gifting something that's relevant. And when do we feel the most loved? When we feel seen. So it's perfect. We also have our Zodiac collection, which has been super popular. So if you're like, I don't want to give you a bracelet that says, I just can't even because you're angry, you can give them a Zodiac bracelet,
Well, and I love this whole thing beyond the bracelet, because I've just had this whole image, whatever you're celebrating this season, Christmas or whatever else it is, I'm imagining families being together and partners being together. And beyond the bracelet is the gift of the bracelet, but then the conversation that happens as a result of it.
Absolutely.
Because maybe they don't know what it is, but because of your caring and knowing who you're giving it to, you're saying, hey, this is a symbol of love, and here's why. Yes. And it opens up a whole new conversation, which I think is huge.
Yeah, we have one that's called Heal My Heart, and it's been really powerful. So it's about grief and loss, and it's a kind of a support bracelet. So if you're sort of having a hard time figuring out how to support somebody through grief, it's a great one. And then that conversation can happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Kelly, I know we've got a lot to say about Jessica here. We want people to visit her website. We want people to get to know her. We want people to raise their hands and say, hey, I want to take this on. I want to do this. So let's make sure our audience knows everything they need to about Jessica. We definitely want also for you to share some final thoughts and, things that you want to leave our audience with. But it's just been it's been awesome getting to know you, and I'm
thanks for having me.
I'm happy to know you're out there because I've got some gifts to give this season.
Awesome.
So it's great to see you.
Yeah. So tell us how do people find you?
MoxieMullahs.com is going to be the best way. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, and those are great, and TikTok, but don't judge me by that. We're learning. But MoxieMullahs.com is going to be the best way to find me, and you can contact me there. I've got all my contact information, so it's very easy. Mm-hmm.
And there's Expansion 2023 in January. Mm-hmm. There is the monthly bracelet club that you can join at any time.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. And then Manifest Your Moxie mentor training. And then you have the app that's not launching. It's already there.
It's live.
It's already live. Download it now. It's all good. Yeah. And you are on page 4 of the December-January Edge magazine with this awesome, it's just this beautiful, I read it and I was like, ooh, I want to read that. It was really fun. And then what I really want to let everyone know again is Moxie Mullahs was created as wearable affirmations of energy within. And it's really, really true. And you'll notice, after this show, if you were not into crystals and you're not into jewelry, that's cool, but we're going to bring you in. And you saw my excitement. You're going to notice a lot of people are wearing crystals these days.
Yeah.
And it feels good. And this is why I geeked out and that's why you're here. So
exactly.
It's an honor.
Yay.
Jessica, thank you so much for being here. MoxieMullahs.com. This was Jessica, the Moxie Maven. Say that 10 times fast. On behalf of the Being Curious Show with Kelly and Brian, we're honored. And thank you for being here. And thank you for shedding your light and spreading it. And Moxie Mullahs everywhere.
Thank you.
And everybody check it out because they're just beautiful. Being Curious, Kelly and Brian, AM 950. I'm Kelly, publisher of Edge Magazine. Go get it. Go find it. It's pretty cool. Happy holidays, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.